Hello viewers, this is Anuradha Chaudhary, fitness and wellness expert from Kolkata. Today is 6th October and we are here to raise awareness about cerebral palsy, which unfortunately is a relatively common cause of disability in children. To discuss about this condition, we have with us Dr. Sudhir Kumar, consultant neurologist from Apollo Hospital, Hyderabad. Over to you, doctor.
Yeah, so I think before we begin, I will just tell briefly what cerebral palsy is. So cerebral palsy is a disorder which affects brain of small children or infants, and that results in probably a motor disorder by which children can have difficulty in using their limbs like walking or using their hands, sometimes imbalance, and then the brain damage usually occurs around the time of delivery, either a few days, few weeks before delivery, during delivery, or a few days or weeks after delivery, because that time the brain is immature and any damage to the brain can have long lasting impact.
Okay, doctor, how common is cerebral palsy?
The cerebral palsy is a disabling disease, and so ideally it should not be so common. But unfortunately, it is relatively common because it affects 1 out of every 500 children who are born. So that's the prevalence of this disease.
Okay, what are the disabilities that children with cerebral palsy face?
As I mentioned in the beginning, cerebral palsy is mainly a motor disorder, by which what I mean is that the movements, like children's movements, are affected. So when they normally start growing, we see children, they start sitting at, say, let's say 6 months of age. They start standing at around 1 year and they start walking also. But children with cerebral palsy, in short, we call it CP, they have delayed motor milestones, and once they start walking also they are not normal. Their legs are stiff, they are weak, and they also have imbalance. So they have difficulty in walking. Other than motor disability, they can have other disabilities also, like sometimes they can have problems with the hearing, vision, and also sometimes they can have seizures. Other common problem they face is learning disability. So they are not able to learn in a normal school or like a normal vocation or jobs also. So these are the problems, and then also they do not intermingle with other children because of stigma, because of disability. So as a whole, they face multiple problems like this.
What are the common causes that lead to brain damage resulting in cerebral palsy?
Yes, as I mentioned some time back, that the brain damage occurs around the time of delivery. So the factors can be related to mother or also the child. In mother, what we see, mothers who are older, let's say 35 years of age or older, they have a slightly higher risk of having children with cerebral palsy. If they get infections during pregnancy, then that can also result in damage to the developing brain of the baby. Or if they if they prevent, if they are taking some medications for, say, epilepsy or other things, so those medicines can have side effects on the brain. Then if you look at delivery, so deliveries that are supervised in a hospital, they have a lesser chance of developing CP. But if it is unsupervised, done by quacks or untrained professionals, then that can result into a higher chance of brain damage because of lack of oxygen. Then we look at second factors could be related to child. If a child develops brain fever like meningitis or encephalitis, or has jaundice, or what is called hypoglycemia, low sugar just after birth, so all these factors can lead to less blood supply or oxygen supply to the child's brain, and then they can get they are more prone to get cerebral palsy. So now that we have looked at all the risk factors, I would like to know from you, Anuradha, can you share a few tips for the would-be mothers so that they can, take these precautions and tips and what they can do to reduce the risk of CP in their children?
Yes, doctor, to reduce the risk of CP in children, women should plan pregnancy at relatively younger age, before 35, as the risk of cerebral palsy increases with higher age of mother. Women should take care of all the vaccinations such as chickenpox, mumps, rubella, flu, etc. before pregnancy. Any infection should be adequately treated before planning pregnancy. Prospective mothers should stay fit, take proper nutritious diet, and engage in exercise to stay fit. Women using assisted reproductive techniques should discuss with their doctors to reduce the risk of twins or triplets. Regular parental care, including USG examination, are must. Delivery should be always planned to a hospital under a guidance of a gynecologist.
So, okay, I think so. Now we come to the next part, which is treatment of cerebral palsy. And so, if you look at the treatment, it's not that nothing can be done. So, now a lot of things are possible for children with CP. When it comes to medications, we use medicines to treat epilepsy or fits in these children. Sometimes children have spastic limbs. To reduce the spasticity, we have drugs like baclofen and sometimes Botox injections can be given. Rarely, there is a role of surgery also when there are fixed contractures which cannot be improved with Botox or physiotherapy. Then we can do minor surgery to release those contractures. But what we need to remember is that treatment is not uniform. All children with CP are not the same. Some have mild disability, some have severe disability. But the main crux is to focus on the disability and take the help of physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Other thing parents should know is that they should not push the children to normal school if they are not if they have special needs and disabilities, and ask for special schools. So now at this stage, because as we know that there is a major role of exercises and physiotherapy in children with CP. So Anuradha, you are yourself a fitness expert, and you are so. Can you give some tips what mothers or parents can do at their homes for their children with CP? To get them better.
Yes, doctor, absolutely true. Exercise can increase strength of arms, legs, improve balance, and also reduce spasticity. Types of exercises suggested by me are muscular exercises can help to get rid of muscle tightness, which is a common disorder seen in cerebral palsy child. Second is joint exercise, which helps the CP child to increase flexibility. Stretching exercise, it helps in dealing with problem of body movement. Balancing exercise can help the child to improve his or her balance. Wrist and knee exercise will work on the affected wrist and knees, thus it improves the flexibility, self-reliance in the body motion. Swimming exercise, it can help to improve body movement disorder. I can share a video that a mother can assist her child, his or her child, to do these exercises at home. Can you
Yeah,
share the screen, please?
yeah. Let me give you the rights for sharing. Uh, yeah, multiple participants. I think now you should be able to uh, share. Just can you try now if you can share?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can see the video now. Yeah, it's good.
Yes, this is calf extension, calf stretching, sorry.
And as you can see, it can be easily done at home. So
Yes, yes. This is hamstring stretching. Do 5 repetitions of each and hold it for 30 seconds for both the legs.
the spasticity of hamstrings and calf muscles, it's a major problem in children. And these exercises, what Anu is showing, definitely will help these children.
Stretching of inner thigh muscles.
So the exercise should be done for both the legs, so one leg and then the other leg. So we should not miss the
Yes.
other side also. And I think we can gradually increase if the stiffness is too much. We can do gradation.
This is legs side by side. Assisted movement of legs front back. 5 repetitions for each leg. Stretching of hands. Bending of legs. This is pelvic bridge.
I think they are very useful exercises and all can be done easily at home because they need to be done for long time, almost on daily basis. So Anu's tips can be valuable for the mothers or the
This is
caregivers of these children.
back extension. Again for the flexibility of back. Cobra pose. Partial push-ups to strengthen arms, shoulders. All 4 positions. And the last one is make them sit independently. Doctor, we have discussed various aspects about cerebral palsy and its management. Could you summarize the main points for our viewers?
Yes, I agree, Anuradha. I think we had a very good session where we covered many aspects of cerebral palsy. What is it? Its prevalence, what causes it, what mothers can do to prevent it, and then once the child is there, what exercise can help. So, in the end, what I would like to say is that a child with cerebral palsy is a special child, and instead of focusing on the child's disability, we should focus on the child's abilities, because every child is unique, and if we look carefully, we will be able to find some special talents which they may not excel in mathematics or science, but they may have a passion for sports or art, music. We need to recognize that and encourage them in that area also. And then even if they have a motor disability, with the simple exercises taught and demonstrated by Anu, will go a long way in lessening the disability. And as a result, these children can lead a fairly normal life. So what we need to focus is, can they become independent, and can they do their own daily activities needs on their own. And then other thing what mothers normally do is that they look at children of similar age and say, my child is not doing well or lagging behind. So life is not a race. Each child has to run its own race and not comparing with other children. And then that will make the child also happy, the family also happy, and in the end there will be success, and we all can win this together. So with this few words, I hope that our viewers, you have learned something, and you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it for you. And this is the second health talk in our series, and we promise you that we'll be back soon with our third episode. Until then, goodbye from both of us. Thank you for
Thank you,
watching.
Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you.